Welcome back, fishing friends, to the worldwide headquarters of the Pinhook Fishing Club. Alright, so we're going to take a look at some orders. I hadn't done this in forever. Unboxings and order unveilings are things I don't really like to do very much. I think they're kind of, I don't know, I don't know. I think we could do without those, but I did get some interesting things that maybe you can keep your eyes peeled on. Now, some stuff I ordered for the Labor Day discounts that were out there. Other things I just recently bought. One thing I noticed was that Bagley was having that special where you could get 4 lures, you get a free hat, which I got right here. But those lures were up, I don't know how much they were, $8.99, $9.99 I think is what it was. But for months those lures had been reduced to 50% off. Yeah, I think that's what it was, 50% to $4.99. So I'd already bought a bunch of these Bagleys, but I thought, you know what? You know, they're trying to get things boosted here, and I've always had great business dealings with Northland Tackle and Bagleys, so I didn't mind participating in this promotion. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these Bagleys that I got. I got the Pro Sunny B. Check that out. Oops, I guess I need to get in front of the camera there. Man, that's good stuff. And then I got this one, the Balsa 2, Balsa B2. This one's like the root beer. The other one's whatever kind of shad pattern that one was. I try to get different ones. This one's like a... This one is the flat balsa. What does it say on there? The flat balsa B2. That one looks pretty good. It's in like a shad pattern. Do I have some more? Oh yeah, I got another one. And I love this color right here. And this one's in the Diving B1. So I like throwing balsa stuff, and you know, it's just one of those deals I like. Now the other thing is, when I was at LureNet, I was getting those flash points from Booyah, and I also picked up a couple of these fat-free guppies. These, I don't throw them that often. Out of the fat-free shad line, the guppies I don't throw very often. So this one is, let's see, Tennessee shad color. I don't have my glasses on, but we'll make it work. And then I also got, this one is in like mineral or green emerald. Right there, emerald sparkle is I think what it is. So on the top there you can kind of see the emerald sparkle. Now check out this bee shad that I got from Rebel, or excuse me, from Bandit. There's one at Rebel I'm looking at similar to this. I think it's the, oh, it's one of the minnows, but it's in this size and it's got the 2 hooks. Alright, so look at the chrome on that. Man, that looks good. Alright. What is this, 3.5 inch? Anything in that 3.5 to 4. I love that size. Alright, let me get these back in here. Let's see what else I got. A couple of eBay specials. Now these are a little bit bigger. These are in the 4-inch range, but these are from like the early 90s maybe. These are the CO 7Ds, CO 7D jerkbaits. Once again, the 2 sets of hooks. I really like this size. And here's another one in chrome. So I got those on eBay. Okay, now what else did I get? I've been looking at expanding my Craw collection because I use them in different situations. I really like that Denny Brower Craw. What is it, from Strike King? It's like the Rage Craw, but he's got a Denny Brower Craw. Cream has an excellent Craw. And hang on, let me get my little Craw box and I'll show you. Aha. Okay, let me move this camera. So these, I always just put a little tab in there. Those are the Denny Browers. Cream. Christy Craws. Lunker Cities are going to go in here. Right in there. More Christy Craws. These are the Jean LaRue's. So I've been expanding and testing different ones. This color right here, this summer on a baby dozer from Beast Coast, was just absolutely lethal. And paired up with it, I was catching walleye, smallmouth, and pike on it. By the way, I've got two OW snipers in the orders too that are sitting over there. I didn't grab those. Okay, let me get you back on the stove. Let me get that out of the way. Okay. Here are the OW snipers. Right there. This teamed up with that. It matches up well. If I trim down, or if I use the Craw chunk, the smaller size, in that bluish color that Yum makes, that blue-black. Oh, those are epic. Alright. So I got those. Then I also picked up a DC 200. I've been using the DC 300s, but this 200 and the 100 are just lethal for smallmouth. Something about that little size right there. Now these can be kind of pricey, and people complain they're not always tuned coming out of the box. I haven't had any issues with that. Plus I could tune it if something was up. And then, what was it? I finally decided to use my discount through my VIP access from Bass University over at Rapala. So I picked up a DT10, and I lost one, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, on a snag, and I was just like, what? That one was that kind of a parrot colored or Caribbean parrot. And so I got a couple more of these when I got that order, so I still have some. And then I got these. The reason I was talking about the Craws, expanding the Craws, is I got from Lunker City some of their Craws, and these are just epic. The Karate Craw. Now they have them in different sizes. I went with the 3-inch. You just kind of pull it apart right there. Because look at that. That would look great on the back end. Compact. I'd snip it just a little bit on the back end of an OW sniper. There we go. It would look good. Just there's different things that this would look great on. So people, when they think of Craws, they don't really think too much about some of these other brands that are out there. Cream. Look at this, Lunker City. So this is kind of a smoky kind of black color. And then I've got this in like what we would think of as, I wouldn't say traditional, but more of a typical Craw color. Look at that. Could snip it right there, shorten it up. Could put this, these would look good on the back of a, like a jackhammer stealth blade, one of the smaller ones. Just to have these flapping back there. Oh, that would look good. The Hot Shot Minnow, by the way, if you like throwing those jackhammer stealth blades, which I do, I've caught tons of crappie on them and bass. They're phenomenal. And the Hot Shot Minnows from X Zone, the ones that Brandon Polinick had promoted, they're just and the perfect length, and how that tail wobbles back there. I kind of like straight tails on my jackhammers, like I'll use on the bigger ones. Biospawn Exo Stick, and I've showed you that before in videos. Now check this out. Lunker City sent a package of free samples of their Freaky Fish 4.5 inch. I need to look at some videos of people that have used this so I can get an idea of how it looks in the water. Plus I'll try it. Cream has got some great flukes, and they're big. And so I've been kind of throwing those a little bit. And of course Depps has got theirs. Kalen's has a fluke. but I'm not too thrilled about the Kalim's ones. Depths, everyone's like, oh, Depths, try them, you gotta. I just wouldn't, that wasn't my thing. And then of course Zoom, I never used the Zoom Super Flukes or any of that. Alright, I know they're pretty much the original, but I'm always looking for something different. Check out that color, man, guys. And I've been throwing a ton of jerk baits lately, but I need to focus on throwing these soft jerk baits. I don't do it that often. In Iowa I caught some bass doing that. But anyway, so those are the orders. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to go through. Man, I did that initial video of the flashpoint, and it was just the initial one. I mean, I tried and tried, guys. It's just the way the weather was with that front coming through. Sorry, I'm trying to fix something back there. With how the weather came through, it wasn't a cold front, but it was definitely a cool front. And we don't really get the wind, as I mentioned in the video, from that direction, that northeast. And so the day of, as it was coming through, in the previous video, I was catching them left and right on that scope stick by Bill Lewis, an old school, not old school, but a Walmart special Big O that I caught that on. That was, oh, I love that. So that Big O and that Fire Tiger caught me a fish up in Minocqua, Wisconsin. Just as I used it as a search bait. I was in water that was anywhere between 2 to 3 feet, and it would extend out and then get a little deeper at about 4 feet, and then in another area where it would start out about 2 feet off a dock and then get slant down and get really deep for a channel. And I was bringing it up the channel, and I got a nice bass. And then where else did I catch one on that? Oh, in Iowa, at one of my lakes up there, running along the shoreline, just banging around the rocks there. So I think I caught actually 2 fish on it. And then this time I just see it in there, and I'm like, man, I gotta throw it. Now, my all-time favorite crankbaits are bombers, so that you can't beat the price on them, and they're pretty much old school bass and bass royalty. Then I like my 6 cent stuff, and then probably about the same as I like Bagleys. I love throwing the Bagleys. Then there were some other ones. I got into throwing the Berkeley Fritsides. I got a couple of them left, but I'm kind of fading away out of those. And then the OG series from Rapala, I threw some of those. I really like the flat side that he came up with, and what is it, like the 2-inch maybe, or 2.5. So I really like throwing those. But other than that, I've kind of stayed out of that area. I don't know. I get real picky about stuff, but lately I've been really into checking eBay for those smaller 2-hook jerk baits. So, and the thing is, if you can find them, and they're almost giving them away a lot of times. Same thing with the Smithwick. They have that little junior Rattling Rogue, but these are going to have some good depth down there. What is it? 6 feet or something like that? 6 to 10 feet? I don't know. I doubt it's. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see back here. But let me take this one out. Man, these are just nice. Look at that shimmer on there, and look at the back of that thing. The other thing I've been looking at is trying to grab some more rattle traps or 1-spots in that chrome blue and chrome black. Sometimes on eBay people are just trying to get rid of them. If they're a little scuffed up, I use that Mother's polish that I've used before for like my MEPs, and that works great to bring back the shine on them. And I don't mind if they're dinged up a little bit, but I've had so much fun throwing those lipless ones. The Silverado Sparkle, that Tequila Sunrise, Fathead Minnow are great colors. And then recently, I may need to do a video on it. I've been trying the Rapala, what is it, that Rattling Wrap or whatever. Their little version of it. I've got some bigger ones and then some smaller ones. So I need to test those out. So I'm thinking about doing a series called Skunked. meaning I get a classification of lures, and I'm only using those lures to make a video and see if I can make it through without being skunked. So I think the next one might be jerk baits, and I get all kinds of jerk baits, and that's all I throw. And then I'll do that for, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes, maybe a couple hours. I'll come up with a time and I'll throw those. Then maybe one just on jigs, then maybe one on just crankbaits, maybe one on just the fluke style baits, maybe one on just worms, one just on Senkos. So I'm going to come up with this series. The other thing is I can maybe tie into it is the 10 cast challenge, alternate a couple of those. So I've seen some people doing that where you pick a bait or you use a spinner and randomly select a bait, and whatever you get 10 casts. If you catch something, you catch something. If you don't, you don't. So something I want to try. Okay, with these. So what I do with these is I let them soak, marinade in Procure. You know, Travis Manson's always talking about that. Man, I can't get over the color on these freaky fish. And the thing is, I think they have a bigger size than this 4.5. I'll have to double check, but a free sample, that was nice of them to send that. I love their stickers. The one thing I really like are their alewives. They have those smaller ones and these big fat ones that up here I've been catching striper on. But anyway, so I'll spray some Procure in there, and I do the spray and then also have the gel, and because the gel will dry on there, and man, it stinks, as you know Procure does. So I'll get those in there, let them stay in there for a couple weeks, and then guys, I gotta figure out on this series which would I do first. The other thing is, before I do that, I need to work on maybe another wrap-up video, or not a wrap-up video, but another video to complement the intro video I did on the Flashpoint. I'm telling you guys, I think casts and bringing it in, reeling it in, it's got great action. You just have to do what you know how to, do what you know what to do with it. Set up your cadence. If you want to do it violently, I did some of that. I did that more with the scope stick. I mean, I was just ripping that thing, and I was doing it on a spinning rod. I was doing that on a spinning rod with the jerk baits, and it was fine. I've done it for so long, I'm used to it. I do have a bait caster. I just need to really put it to work. Maybe I could do that as part of the challenge. So it's a Quantum Vapor on a Bass X, and I don't mind it. I mean, something about spinning reels I really like, and that setup. So I'm going to try to work on the Flashpoint again. And we just, with that front coming through, it just, I don't know, the water was all churned up. You can see that in the video. I know I'm jumping from topic to topic, but I'm excited about those two. They're great. You know, you fire it out there, you bring it in, and when it's under the water and you twitch it, you can see it flash down there. Now, I'm not a scoper, and I already went into all that kind of stuff. I never have to worry about any of that mess. Being a traditional bank fisherman, it's tough, guys. It really is. But I take a lot of pride in that. It's how I've got so many memories tied into it with my siblings and cousins, and it's near and dear to my heart. Now, I've been in boats lots of times. I don't mind them. And in kayaks, but for me, just the bank fishing really, really hits home. But as I was saying, they brilliantly marketed this, that even if you don't have your sonar, live scope, that you can use it. And I prove that. It's great. So anyway, give those a shot. Try them. They're not that expensive. They're priced real nice, and they're pretty cool. So that's something to think about there with those. All right. Is there anything else I'm missing? I need to, guys, I never finished it before I went to Iowa. What? I've got an eyeball stuck on the back of this thing. I need to finish my crappie jig tying. But you know what? These are my practice ones. and I can sell those on eBay or give them away. Maybe if somebody emails me and they want them, I can work something out, or just trade or give them to somebody. Yeah, if you're interested in trading for them, maybe we can work something up. My my email is in the little community area there of the YouTube channel. But get this, then I want to get some decent jig heads and really polish up those skills. So I'm going to make some crappie ones, and then I want to make some more bigger bass ones. I've been playing around with Beast Coast, those little hair jigs they've got. I've got 2 of them, and man, I was pitching those around. I didn't do anything on video, but they look sick. And I think if I can make something similar, I have made my own bucktail jigs and things like that. I just need to home it in and perfect it a little bit. And if I can do that, I mean, I've got like maybe 8 or 9 of them. So I'm going to get some decent jig heads. Right now I've been doing it on like bald-headed jigs, round ball jigs, and then I paint them. But if I want to get some quality 3DI looking ones, and then really work on that, and then it's just something that I'd enjoy doing and having fun with. The other thing is I'm thinking about, melting some of these lures that I've been keeping them, that have been torn up and stuff, melting them down and put them into a mold. I've never tried that before, so I'd have to figure out what mold. I wish I could have somebody help me design a mold of my own idea, but those things cost, $200-300, even more than that for somebody to make. But that'd be kind of cool. All right, so we had all the orders come in. So I'm going to find them some spots and tackle boxes, and the ones that need to soak and procure, I'm going to do that. But that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to run through that, and I just wanted to say kudos to LureNet and the Booyah crew for how they marketed the Flashpoint. I know everybody's got to come up with something new and this and that, but try them. I know you think, oh man, I don't want to spend money on this or whatever. Just try them and see. It may be something you really like. Like the scope stick, man, that is fun to throw also. And usually with my jerkbaits, I'm all Smithwick and 6 Cents. But and some of the Walmart special cotton cordell, it's just called an FTL minnow. You can't find it on the Walmart website, and you cannot find it on LureNet. It's the lure that doesn't exist, and I talked about that in a couple of my videos. It's about this big, and it's shallow, for anything down to like 3 feet. And that thing is a champ. I love throwing that. So the only thing is, that thing got crushed so many times the bill snapped off. So I got it hanging on my trophy of retired lures in there. Alright, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. Hey, until next time, I will see you then. And if you're new to the channel, hey, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Get out there and get some lures and get your lures wet. Bye-bye. Now get out there and get your lures wet.